Hey, you guys, Coach Liz here. This is an exciting week. It is the week of Thanksgiving. Yes, with COVID restrictions, it might be a little bit different this year, but it can be a very memorable holiday nonetheless. So I'm going to give you some of my top tips on how to make it the best, healthiest Thanksgiving yet. Before I get into that, though, I just have to give a shout out to your life book. It's awesome. Element 24 this week is what we're covering. In this element, Dr. Anderson talks about your journey to higher consciousness. And he really goes through the steps in helping you to be the creator of your life, not the reactor, but creating exactly what you want by being conscious, by consciously making those choices and recognizing how your brain is working. So check that element out. It is life-changing if you apply that. So I love that, just being aware and being conscious of your choices. And this week, you know what? We're going to have a great opportunity to practice being conscious of our choices. So I'm going to share my top tips right now. I'll also put these in the notes, so you can go ahead and go through those afterwards if I kind of go through this quickly. All right, number one is decide your plan of action ahead of time before you go. Right now, think about what you want the day to look like. Do you want to wake up the next day being excited, feeling great, seeing the scale go down? Because if you want to stay on your program, stay in fat burn over Thanksgiving, you can do it. I've done it several times and it feels great and it feels empowering. So if that's your plan, awesome. You know what? If you decide to stay on track, but maybe have a few little bites during the meal of your favorite things, that's a plan too. If you decide to take that meal off and just eat what you want, that's okay too. Like whatever you decide is your plan. Own it and, just be okay with that because it's up to you. All right. And you know what? Be accountable to someone. Tell your spouse or your kids or your family what your plan is, or write it out so you can see it, so that it is planned out and you know exactly what you're going into and how you're going to accomplish that. All right. Number two. Focus on the family and the fellowship. Don't make it about the food. Make it about the conversations, the fun, the memory. And maybe try something new this year. Play a game, get out and go for a walk. Make it about the memories. All right. Think to yourself, what do I want to remember about this day? All right. Number three, don't skip meals to save calories for a big meal. This is a recipe for disaster. So just like you don't want to go shopping when you're starving, right? Same thing. Stay on your schedule of eating every 2 to 3 hours, small balanced meals so that your blood sugar's stable, you're not starving, you're not craving when the feast starts. All right, what are we, 4? Bring a healthy side dish, right? Something that you know you can enjoy. So maybe that will be a good salad or a relish tray or a healthy bean dish. So whatever you decide, just bring something healthy so that you know there's something really healthy that you can enjoy to go along with the protein, with the turkey or the ham or whatever you're having. All right, number 5, check out the kitchen without your plate. So go through and look at the food before you start dishing things up and think about, all right, what veggies will I have? What protein? If you are deciding to have some extra carbs, think ahead of time. What are my very favorites, right? What can't I live without? But remember that you've probably had those same foods for years and years and years. And if you really wanted them, you could probably make it tomorrow if you wanted. So don't feel like you're missing out or if it's your last chance if you don't eat it right then. But scope out ahead of time. I think this is always a great tip when you're not sure what will be served. And also, like if you decide to have some potatoes or have, something that's high carb, try to just do like 1 tablespoonful so that you can really savor it and taste it, but not overindulge. Also, using a smaller plate is really helpful because it tricks your brain. When your plate is full, you'll feel like you're getting a full plate. So I like to use a smaller 9-inch plate and always filling your plate with veggies and then lean protein, filling most of your plate with those healthy things. Also, make new traditions. More likely you've eaten those foods before, so if you are going to try something different, make it something like really rare and special, not something that you could get tomorrow or that you've had 100 times. And only choose your favorites. If you are deciding to eat something off your program, make sure that it's worth it, right? And always eat your veggies first. The fiber is going to fill you up and it will help you to not make as many unhealthy choices if you're getting satisfied just by eating the veggies first and you're not starving. Also, remember that the first 3 bites have about 95% of the taste satisfaction. So eating slowly and mindfully and really thinking about what you're eating, the texture, and just know that after the first few bites, it really isn't giving you much pleasure anyways. That's why I say just take a small taste of something extra if you're going to eat something off your program. Also, if you drink alcohol, drink slowly. And also drink lots of water in between. Limit yourself. And remember that drinking alcohol can really inhibit your decision-making process. And yes, it will kick you out of that fat burning state. And maybe you can dilute it with some flavored sparkling water if you need to have some kind of alcohol. And knowing that wine or beer, that has a lot more carbs than a pure alcohol. So if you need to drink alcohol, just be mindful of those tips. Also, keep yourself physically away from the food table. Standing next to the table while socializing, it's so easy just to nibble mindlessly. So take your plate, walk away, and then see if you can help by doing something other than handling the food. Maybe you're washing pots, or maybe you're putting away chairs, or maybe you're entertaining the kids. Something that you're not so tempted, especially dessert. I like to not dish up dessert. If I'm not planning on eating dessert, then I don't like to be near the dessert. It's too tempting. So get away from that and go have some fun, make some memories, go on a walk, something like that. Also, work out before your meal. I love to like do a 5K race or at least go on a long walk. My boys love to play football while people are making the meal. We like to go on a walk together as a family. Just do something active to start off the day, or sometime during the day at least. Just burning that little bit of extra calories can really help, give you that buffer. Also, put your fork down between bites. Eat slowly, enjoy, be mindful. Think about what you're eating. Think about the textures, the flavors, the taste, and putting your fork down and really chewing. Try to chew 10 times per bite. Be mindful about what you're eating instead of just shoveling it in. Also, if you must bake or prepare a tempting food, this is really important. Brush your teeth first, chew gum, drink water. Don't do it when you're hungry. You know what, if all else fails, put some Vicks Vapor Rub right under your nostril. That will really help. And I love to bring a healthy dish. I'm going to include some healthy recipes. There is a great healthy pie recipe you could bring. So if you do want dessert, that there's a healthy option. So what if you were the one to bring a healthy dessert option? I'm sure everyone would thank you. But as far as baking goes, I try to avoid baking when I am choosing not to eat what I'm baking, because it's really hard not to taste it, right? So I would much rather go to a bakery and buy that item instead of being tempted by baking it myself. And then also get the leftovers out of the house, at least the unhealthy ones, right? Give them away. Make sure you share your leftovers with whoever came, or throw them away. It's okay to throw food away if it is going to your waste. It's okay to waste it if it would otherwise go to your waste, right? Especially desserts. I do that. I cannot keep desserts on my counter. I'm too tempted by them. So I try to get them out of sight, out of mind, send them with someone, put them in the freezer, or I often will throw them away, and I'll actually spray cleaner on them so that I'm not tempted to pick them out of the garbage. A little TMI. Also, be a food snob. It's completely okay to be picky about what you're eating. Don't eat things just because it's there. Also, don't give in to food pushers. I've totally forgot what number I'm on, so I'm just going through the list. Don't give in to food pushers, and stay true to yourself. Sometimes we feel bad for not eating something that somebody made. Maybe grandma made something special, and you feel bad for not eating it. But just saying no thank you, or like hold your stomach like you're full, or maybe that you have a tummy ache, or I've had that, or I had some, thank you. And it might have been the year before that you had some, right? Doesn't mean that you had it right then. Or just give them a compliment. Wow, you did such a great job. That's really what they're looking for, is a compliment. And so you can give a compliment without even eating the food. So just be aware of food pushers and stay true to yourself. But just saying like, oh, I'm so full, I'll have to eat some later, is totally okay. Or is it okay if I just take a little bit home and I'll eat it later? I just had too much, something like that. Also, hold your water bottle in your dominant hand, the hand that you'd usually pick or snack with. Hold your water in that hand. It keeps you from grabbing things. Also, keep your attitude in check. Just remember, you deserve to feel good. You deserve to look good. Saying no to someone is really saying yes to other things, right? Which is a whole lot more powerful, saying yes to your goals. And you know what? Enjoy Thanksgiving. Be proud of yourself. Be grateful for your health. And I like to wear something that's not stretchy. Some like tight fitting jeans, something that I feel good and confident in. It really helps me so that I am aware of when I'm satisfied, that's when I stop. I don't ever want to feel stuffed like I used to feel on Thanksgiving, that I had to take a nap because I was so full. It feels so good to walk away from a meal feeling satisfied and really enjoying how you're feeling in the moment. So you got this. Those are just some of my top tips on staying healthy through Thanksgiving. And I would love to hear if you have some other great things that you do. I'm going to attach a link for some healthy recipe swaps if you want to swap out your favorite Thanksgiving traditional dishes with something healthier. Go ahead and do that. And hopefully you enjoy the holiday, you make it about the memories, and the next day you will wake up feeling amazing. So go out and have a great week. We'll